Hello and welcome back to Scout Report, where today we are taking a look at 5 veterans still taking their league by storm. 5. Jorge Molina. A name that might not be too familiar to casual fans of La Liga, Jorge Molina is now in his 3rd season leading the line for Madrid-based club Getafe. The Spanish Jamie Vardy, Molina didn't play the sport professionally until he was picked up by a 3rd-tier side at the age of 25, before working his way up to the top flight with Real Betis in 2010. Nowadays, the Spaniard is 36 years old and will be 37 by the end of this season. But he is still providing the goods for a club that doesn't have aspirations much beyond La Liga survival each campaign. Molina is Getafe's top scorer this season with 4 goals, and whilst that may not sound so much, only 3 out-and-out strikers over the age of 30 have scored more than him: Christian Stuani, Luis Suarez and Iago Aspas. This is even more impressive when you consider Molina has only averaged 1.5 shots a game this season, although that does rank him 2nd in the Getafe squad. Only striker Angel Rodriguez, who is 31 himself, averages more. Not too bad for a team with the lowest average possession in La Liga. Despite being old enough to make him what would be the most senior member in 19 English Premier League sides, he is still improving upon his performances from last season. His key passes have risen from just 0.9 up to 1.3 per 90, ranking him 3rd in the list of over 30 strikers. Jorge Molina's dribbling is also the highest it has ever been in his La Liga career, completing 1 take-on every single match, 2nd to just Benzema in the same over 30 category. It's his aerial ability which is arguably most impressive though, winning 3.8 aerial duels per 90, a figure that puts him 5th in the entire division, regardless of age. It's remarkable that a player who didn't make his La Liga debut until he was 29 years old is now into his 8th season at the top level. Jorge Molina may not have made a huge impact in his homeland, but his longevity and consistency despite being almost 37 is certainly something to behold. 4. Robin van Persie. Back in his native Netherlands after 14 years away, Robin van Persie is showing he can still provide the goods in the Eredivisie. Returning to Feyenoord, the side he made his professional debut at age just 17 back in 2001, the now 35-year-old's performances are going somewhat under the radar. So far this season, the former Premier League winner has found the net 7 times, just 2 off his Feyenoord record of 9 back in 2002-03. Besides Ajax's Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, who is an equally fine Vettel, no other striker over the age of 30 has scored more than 2 goals in the Eredivisie this season. RVP is doing this whilst having 2.7 shots per 90, a rate consistent with the rest of his career. But it's not just his goal scoring that gets him a place on this list. Despite making just 1 assist so far this campaign, Van Persie's passing is the best it has been since moving from Arsenal to Man United in 2012. His 1.4 key passes a game ranks him 3rd in the Feyenoord squad. Only wingers Steven Berghuis and Sam Larsson put up better numbers than the Flying Dutchman. Robin van Persie is also performing better than he ever has with the ball at his feet, again behind the same teammates in the Rotterdam side's ranking, with a career-high 1.1 dribbles each match. Even more impressively, only 2 players over the age of 30 better him in the entire Eredivisie: Excelsior's Luigi Bruns and Ajax star Dusan Tadic. As we mentioned, the Dutchman is now 35 years old, and unsurprisingly he doesn't have the pace that so frightened Premier League defenders back in the mid-2000s, so he has had to adapt other parts of his game. We've already touched on the upturn of his passing, but another aspect is his heading ability. One of his career highlights was that goal against Spain in the 2014 World Cup, and since that moment the number of aerial duels he has won has steadily increased. So far this season it stands at 1.8 per 90, another career high. Feyenoord have started the season very well, but remain in the shadow of both PSV and Ajax. But if Robin van Persie can maintain these levels for the rest of this campaign, they are sure to stay in touching distance of their rivals. 3. Jesus Navas. Jesus Navas is well known by fans of English football following a 4-year stint with Man City in which he won a Premier League title and 2 League Cups. So when he was allowed to leave on a free transfer after just a year under Pep Guardiola, you may have thought he was on the decline, but that hasn't been the case. The 33-year-old re-signed for Sevilla in the summer of 2017, announced with a bizarre kidnapping video, and the former World Cup winner took his time to find his feet. Despite a quiet season last term where he bagged just 1 assist in 20 matches, this time around he has already bagged 4. That is already Navas' best return since the 15-16 season for City. And when you delve deeper into the changes from his stats from last season to this, it is clear to see where his game has changed. Navas has been absolved of his defensive responsibilities and allowed more freedom to roam forward. His tackles and interceptions have halved to just 0.5 of each per 90 minutes. Conversely, the number of shots he has taken has doubled to 1.4 a game. That's not the only area Navas is excelling. His key passes have risen from 1.2 to 1.9 every match, a number he only exceeded once during his stay in the northwest of England. That number also ranks him 14th best in the league, while the only player older than him and above him is Santi Cazorla. That puts him as third best in the Sevilla squad, complementing teammates Pablo Sarabia and Iva Banega in their chance creation. This might have something to do with Navas attempting more passes per 90 minutes than at any other point in his career, stretching back to 2003, with 42.7 a game. Simply put, every single aspect of the Spanish veteran's passing game is hitting a level not seen since his first stint at the Pizjuan. He's even reaching record highs with his long balls, completing 2.9 per 90. Navas hadn't exceeded 2 a game in his career to date. Evidently, Sevilla's management change over the summer, appointing former Girona boss Pablo Machin, has worked wonders for Jesus Navas as well as the rest of the squad. The Andalusian side are sitting comfortably in the top 4 and have flirted with the top spot a number of times this season already. And with Navas performing at his best level since leaving his homeland back in 2013, he is sure to be a key component as Sevilla look to attempt an unlikely title challenge. 2. Marco Parolo. Come May next year, there is every possibility that central midfielder Marco Parolo will have reached 200 appearances in a Lazio shirt, a very fine achievement indeed. The Bianco-Celesti vice-captain has been one of the first names on the team sheet since his arrival from Parma in 2014, and deservedly so, performing consistently into his autumn years. Capped 36 times by Italy, the 33-year-old is one of just 3 players to have started every game of this season so far for Simone Inzaghi's side. Partnering both rising stars Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and the defensive veteran Lucas Leiva gives the Lazio midfield a balance that allows all 3 to thrive, especially Parolo. He has already found the net on 3 occasions this season, second best in the Lazio squad behind Ciro Immobile and for central midfielders in Serie A, with Fiorentina's Marco Benassi ahead of him on 6. Parolo's season high is 10, and although it looks unlikely he'll reach this number, he is in a good position to notch his second highest Lazio tally. And with him attempting a career record 2.4 shots a game, you wouldn't bet against it. It's not just the goals that Parolo provides either, as he is very adept at carving out chances for his teammates too. He is currently making 1.1 key passes a game, and whilst that is a lower total than his midfield colleague, it's his personal best since 2015. This has resulted in Parolo contributing 2 assists, the most in the Lazio squad this season, and surely gives him belief he can attain his best ever return, which currently stands at 6. From a defensive perspective, it is definitely Lucas Leiva doing the majority of the work, totaling over 6 tackles and interceptions each game. This is massively up from last season, which may explain why Parolo's figures in the same categories have fallen. However, he again finds himself second in Guayaquil's team, with 1.9 tackles per 90, a solid contribution from a central midfielder whose main task seemed to be forward-facing. Marco Parolo has made the €4.5 million spent on him during the 2014 World Cup look an absolute steal for Lazio, only missing a handful of games each season as he has become the midfield linchpin for the blue half of the Stadio Olimpico. 1. Lukasz Piszczek. A mainstay in the Borussia Dortmund line since his free transfer from Hertha Berlin in 2010, Lukasz Piszczek has become one of the world's most consistent right-backs. Since debuting in Germany at the age of 22 11 years ago, the Polish international has gone on to win 2 Bundesliga titles and 2 Pokals, as well as making the 2013 Champions League final. Now the oldest member of the black and yellow squad, 33-year-old Piszczek is not just matching his performances of previous seasons, but is actually exceeding them. He is making more tackles per 90 since the 2011-12 campaign, and more interceptions than he has ever made in his entire career. Combined, he is making 5.1 tackles and interceptions every single match. Not only is that the best for his club, but it also tops the entire league. Lucien Favre was brought in as manager in the summer to help tighten a defence that conceded 47 goals last season, the 4th most Dortmund conceded in the Bundesliga since 1991. Piszczek, alongside his increased tackles and interceptions, is now being dribbled past a lot less, and it's happened just 7 times this entire campaign, or 0.7 a game. That's down from once a game in 17-18. But of course, it's not just the defensive aspect of the game that Favre has helped. Dortmund have become one of the most explosive attacking units in European football. Piszczek has certainly been a beneficiary of that, already notching 3 assists this campaign. That's already matched his total from last season, and not since 2012-13 has the poll made more. Not bad considering we still have 2/3 of the season yet to play. And of course his passing numbers have gone through the roof too. Only Joshua Kimmich in the entire Bundesliga can better his 50.7 attempted passes each game amongst right backs. And on top of that, Piszczek is completing 82% of them. Now that may not be the most eye-watering success rate, but it's still the second highest figure since his move to the German top flight all those years ago. This is bordering on a career best season for Piszczek, featuring in a BVB side that everybody seems to enjoy watching. And with a decent lead at the top of the Bundesliga, there's every chance he'll end the campaign with a winner's medal to show for his efforts. So that was 5 golden oldies that are still excelling this season. What did you guys think of our list? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching this, why don't you go over to FDFC where there is a new non-league vlogs where the lads have gone to Salford. Go and check it out, leave a comment, show them some love. And don't forget to like and subscribe to all our various channels, hit the notification button, and I'll see you next time.